Damn, now that's a World War II trailer. What up, gamers? I'm Sir Mav, and welcome to a breakdown of what we saw in the latest trailer for Battlefield 5, and man was it amazing. Most of the trailer took place in the city of Rotterdam, thus the title Devastation of Rotterdam being the name of the trailer. This basically showcased the Rotterdam Blitz that started in May 10th, 1940 and lasted till May 14th, 1940. Early in the war, the Nazis were highly effective at taking over countries in one fell swoop. The objective of the offensive push was to support the German troops so they could occupy the bridges sanctioned around the city, which would break the Dutch resistance and thus force them to surrender, which they did 5 days later. A controversy of this battle was that even though there were preceding negotiations that resulted in a ceasefire, the bombardment took place nonetheless, crippling almost the entire city center, killing nearly 900 people and leaving 85,000 homeless. But enough about history. Let's get into the trailer. So the trailer does have a mix of single player and multiplayer elements to it, because why would you be a tank commander on the outside of your tank? There would always be some cheeky sniper trying to take you out, but I digress. But this is likely single player we see here at the beginning of the trailer, where the Tiger tank is shooting at some Dutch infantry. As we move through the trailer, we see the beautiful exterior of Rotterdam before the bombing and a bunch of soldiers running through it. In the next scene, we see the all-too-famous M1928 Thompson, which is an iconic American submachine gun made famous during the Prohibition era. And before that is either a Thompson with a drum mag, or it's the Suomi KP-31, which was a Finnish SMG that was used in World War II. Hard to tell with the frame blur. We can also see the soldier picking up ammo holding a Sten gun, which was a British SMG, a very effective insurgency weapon that was used for resistance groups due to its simple design and low production cost. In the next scene, you see a woman soldier doing a fancy hurdle over a vehicle. If we freeze frame here, we can see some of the customization elements that will come into play. She's wearing a badass trench coat and some long lace boots. There are also some sort of tattoo or face paint as well, as we can see here. We can also see a few frames over a soldier loading in a magazine, which showcases a gas mask, another feature we'll be able to customize. And of course it has some cool paint elements with a British flag, and he seems to be loading a British Bren LMG. In the next scene, we see the familiar Vickers K machine gun with its iconic drum magazine on top, which is one of those it could work guns for infantry elements in Battlefield, as this particular gun was mainly mounted for the use against other aircraft vehicles. Next up, we see rifle grenades are making a comeback into the game, and an awesome get the hell out of dodge window jump, which then showcases the FG-42, which was a select fire rifle produced by the Nazis in World War II, and it was specifically designed for the Fallschirmjäger airborne infantry. Then we see a Kettenkrad half-track motorcycle come into view, and then another customized soldier here holding a Lee Einfeld showcasing a bayonet, so likely we will see bayonet charges back in the game. Then we have the awesome destruction elements of the train car, and then we have this cool gun. This is the M30 Luftwaffe Drilling. If the name didn't give it away, this was a survival weapon given to the German Luftwaffe pilots during the war in case they crash landed. It was mainly used for survival and hunting until help arrived. You can see the 3 barrels. The 2 on top is your typical double barrel 12 gauge, and the slot below houses a 9.3 by 74mm rifle barrel. Moving on, and hopefully nobody gets fired for this, but we can see in the trailer somebody missed out on one frame where the gun kind of goes into the soldier's shoulder. Then we see a V2 rocket of devastation, which leads us into another map. Still Rotterdam, but I believe it's confirmed that we will see 2 maps for Rotterdam, one before the bombing and one after, that showcases different elements of cover and playstyle. Then we have another Einfeld, and then here we can see some more customization elements from the barbed wire on top of the tank. and then pop flare gun, and we transition into a map we've already seen before from the reveal trailer. some dogfighting going on across the landscape, and yet another Einfeld, boom, headshot explosions. Then here we see the Mauser Karabiner 98K, or as it's often referred to, the KAR for short. This was a standard issue bolt action issued to the German Wehrmacht. Then we transition yet again to the North African front, where we get some awesome slow motion tank jumps. This map will likely showcase some epic tank battles, as just look at the grand size displayed across the screen. Then we're back in the snow, which will likely be another map in Norway, and then a blip of a British Spitfire passing by in a cloud of yellow fields. Now I haven't seen much info around on this yet, but it would seem to be a map for one of the battles in France. These flowers look to be rapeseed, which is prominent in the fields of France, so likely this is a glimpse into one of the French maps, as this campaign took place in the same year of 1940. I could be wrong though, so let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Pause. Then we have the throwing knife. If I remember correctly, there was a discussion over an archetype that could wield a throwing knife, so although this is probably a cutscene from single player, this will likely be in the game for multiplayer as well. Then an epic burst of action scenes, blackout, fade into logo, and then this. Now pause. Come on, how many of you were just thinking, man, Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire would bode well with this scene? No? Just me? Anyway, this is your Battle Royale teaser for Battlefield 5. And there's bloody tanks. Now we don't know yet how devastating the fire circle will actually be, or how the vehicles will play into the Battle Royale mode, but it seems we'll have to acquire certain parts for something in this mode, because the soldier here has a pipe attachment on his back with a release valve. It's doubtful that this could be cosmetic, because it doesn't really make sense to have this displayed on a soldier, so likely this pipe will have something to do with BR mode in some way. Of course, only time will tell. Hopefully we'll see some footage from Gamescom and they showcase Battle Royale mode there. Oh, and the fire does look devastating, as just look what it does to the buildings that surround it as it comes in closer. Like I said, we don't know for sure till we see some gameplay later on. And that's about it, gamers. Hope I provided you with some additional intel on Battlefield 5. If you enjoyed this video, then give us a like and subscribe for future gaming content and updates. Don't forget to tap fire the notification bell for future updates. What are you most excited about for Battlefield 5? Are you going to be suiting up for Battle Royale, or are you not a fan of the Ring of Fire? Let us know down in the comment section below. Until next time, gamers, this is Sir Mav, signing off.